Het Owlspel, or the Owlgame, is a board game that goes back at least to the beginning of the 17th century and maybe even earlier. Traditionally, it's printed on paper, since paper board games were easy and cheap to produce, and there was a high demand for them. Other board games that were printed on paper were, for instance, Game of the Goose, that's still known today, and the Game of the Snake, that's less known today. These paper board games often had the rules of the game printed on the board itself. But for now, let's take a look at the Owlgame itself. The game has a round board with 50 tiles, each tile corresponding with a value that can be rolled with 3 dice. At the start of the game, all the players agree on an amount of money that will be put in the pot at the start of the game. At the start of the game, the players all roll their dice to see who gets the highest value. The person with the highest value gets to roll first and gets the start. Then the player rolls his dice and finds the value of his roll on the board. With the value of dice, there's listed a letter and a number. The letters can be either P and T or B and T. When there's a P listed, the player needs to pay. So he needs to add the value that's listed behind the P in coins into the pot. When there's a T, it means take. So the player gets to take the value that's listed out of the pot. Whenever a player rolls a value of dice that corresponds with the letters NIET, neat or not in English, has to pass their turn. If the player rolls 3 dice of the same value, that corresponds with the word helft, or half in English, he gets to take the half of the pot. And when the player gets 3 sixes, which corresponds with the owl with the crown, he wins the whole pot and he will be declared the winner of the game.